Hello, guys and girls. So, if you have made it this far to this section, I want to really appreciate you all for believing and sticking around with me. So, in this tutorial for my Python series for beginners 2026, we are working on my sixth slide, string functions and string manipulations in Python. I hope you are excited because I'm excited for this. Okay, let's get started. So if you take a look at my text editor, I'm working with PyCharm, a very good editor from JetBrains. It's very cool. So check it out. So we are working with PyCharm in this tutorial for strings manipulation in Python. So you can see brief comments on all the sections we're going to be covering through. So if you look at it and maybe you find out that maybe you know all this, or maybe you don't want to understand any other extra thing in it, you can skip to my next video. Or if you check the practice exercise and you see that, oh yeah, sure, I can work on the practice exercise on my own without help from external resources, then you are fine. You can move to the next video or list and other videos that you find useful. But if you can't, I'm sorry, you have to stick with me to the end of this video. Okay, let's get started. So the next thing we are going is strings. Strings are just text inside quotes like this. So this is a string. You see double quotes. I have like hello right here, and I also have another one hello right here. So these two things means the same thing. It actually means the same thing, and you can see like hello and hello. It still prints the same thing. Okay, so let's say yeah, that's just basically all you need to know in strings. They're just text inside quotes, and they're very useful in programming. Very, very useful. They have lots of inbuilt functions like you can use for strings. Okay, so the first thing we're going to be working on is indexing, getting one character by position. So let's say we have a word, or we have a word, we'll call the variable word, and the value is, let's say, Python, like this. So the word is Python, and that's the value. So now let's print the word. Let's print the word like this. Let's print the word like this, and if I print it, it runs. You see Python right here. So there's Python. So it's just cool. I don't know if I should zoom this in. I don't know whether zooming it in is making it confusing or cool, but I think we'll just work with it. So we have a word, it's Python, so we are printing the word out. So now indexing, as we're working with indexing in this first section, I'll have, so all you need to know is indexing. In programming, index starts with 0, and from the first index, like this py, it's at index of 0, not 1. Normally it's supposed to be 1, but computers take 0 as number. So like bits, binaries, and many other things. So it starts from index of 0, and yeah. So if you want to fetch your p in this, you still see how it's used for our final exam and final summary project that we're going to work together in my last video. So we have, let's, if you want to like extract the p, we have to find like word at index of 0. So finding word at index of 0, it brings out the first character p. So we are printing out the word at index of 0. So you remember your square braces with the index you're looking for. So if I should run this program, you will see p right here. So it prints out the p. Okay, so now let's say we want to find the last character. So if I print something like or let me not print, yeah, let me print word at index of -1. So there are two ways you can find this. So the last character, we can do this 0 0 1 2 3 4 5. So the last character is at index of 5. So if I should print this, the last character will come out, we show, so it's n is the last character, so that's why we are getting n right here. So there's another way you can calculate. So calculating from back, n is -1, 0 is -2, -3, -4, -5. Guess what p is? Most people say -6, but p is not -6. P is not -6. -6, p is always at index of 0. Okay, let's try it. I haven't tried something like that before. Let's print -6. It might give us p. I don't know, but let's see what's happened. Oh, it actually gave us p. So, but normally P is always at index of zero. So it's good practice. P is always at index of zero. There is no way, like you can't just be using like -6 for P. It looks confusing. But if you want to access N from here, so it's -1. So N is also like -1. It gives N, so N. So that's the last index. So that is how to work with index. You can either do 0, 1, 2. You can either do 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or you can do -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and -6 as well. So that's it. That's just basically all you need to know in indexing for strings. So moving forward, we have slicing string, slicing, getting part of the string. So to slice a string, what it basically means is, let's say we have a word, a text. I'll name it text is equals. I'll just delete these first ones we did up here, so it would look cool and understandable, like for you guys. So let's say we have a string. So we are working with slicing and getting part of string. I'll just remove this. So we have a text. Let's say we have a text, and the name of the text should be like hello world, like this. Okay, so that this is just basically the text, hello world, and let's say I want to print something out to the console, and since we're working with slicing, let me print something. I'll print text. So let's slice the string, just like slicing the string to the amount of things we want to work with. So what do we want to derive? We want to derive text from the first H, hello, to just the hello. So if you're trying to slice the string and only extract only the hello, what we're going to do is, so the text at index of what? So what's the starting? We'll start from 0. So 0 at index of 0 is H, and what should we do? We should end at excluding 5. What I mean by excluding 5 is, like, if we count 0, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. So this one, H index of 0, E index of 1, L first L index of 2, the fourth L index of 3, and the fifth 0 index of 4. So hello, what it does, it starts from index of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it gives out this hello. The last stop, it's excluding 5. So that's just basically what it does. So if I should print this out, you see hello right here in our console. So it prints out hello. That's it. So now let's play around with it to have more understanding of how it works. So this is just basically the start, stop, excluding. So I'll just give like excluding the last index in stop. So in stop, something like this, I'll just stop excluding the last index. Okay, so just take note of that. It's very useful. So the next one we're going to do, let's try printing out text at index of 6 to this. So guess what this would print out? It would print the starting point is 6. So since we didn't specify where it's going to end, Python just assumes that it ends at the last ending point, of the program. So let's count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it starts from this W word, and it goes to the end of the program. So if I should run this program, you'll see word right here in our console. So it prints out word in our console. So that's basically it. So the next thing, we can also do something like this for slicing. Let's say we want to extract hello, we want to just extract hello. So we don't need to really specify this 0 here, right here. So we can just do something like this, dot 5. So it still does the same thing. Python just assumes that it starts from 0 and ends excluding the fifth index. So if I should run this program, you see it's still the same thing. It still gives us the same thing as our first slicing this thing. So we have the last one you have to understand in slicing. We have the step. So let's say we have this text, then we want to find the step. So the step, let's say we want to move by 2. So what this thing basically is, don't get warmed up or over confused for this. What it basically does is, so we didn't specify any starting, we didn't specify any stopping, and this is the step. Step means like the amount of times it iterates through the word. So like this, now we're going to, it will be going 2, 2, 2. So it doesn't print the hello word, it just does HLOW and keep printing, keeps going by 2 to the end. So if since it doesn't, didn't specify where it's going to start from, because you can actually do 0, it start from 0, it's end at, I don't know if you can say -1 like this, and it still does the same thing. Let me run the program so you can see it. You can see hello world like this. Okay, so it has yeah, that's it. So if I should, no, this -1 is not cool, but I think it still works. Let me check if I can run the program. Yeah, like this. So it's just assumes that we start from index of 0 and to the end, and the step it keeps going to. So if you didn't specify this step like this and you run the program, it gives the full hello world, it prints everything. But if you say the step should be 2 and you print the program, it starts iterating like 2 to like HLOWR and D. So that does basically it for slicing. So many other things you can play around with it and make yourself understand it the way you can, but this is just basically what you need to know in slicing and getting parts of words or letters in a string. So the next thing we're going to be working on is changing cases. So I'll just delete this quickly and let's move on. The next we are going to be working on is changing cases. So changing case would be, we'll say, let's say I have a name and the name is equals Charles. So let me say Charles, and I'll just scatter every element in the name so you guys understand it more better. I'll just call it my name. Yeah, my name is equals Charles, like something like that. So it's just, you know. So the next thing, what I will do now is changing the cases. So if I should print my name, like my name dot upper. So this thing is calling a function called upper. It's an inbuilt string function in Python. So dot upper, what basically do is it's changes my name to uppercase. Yeah, all my name to uppercase. So it's very useful in Python actually, but you still see when we're working on other projects. So if I should run this program, you see my name all in caps, in capital letter. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is, so let's print another thing out in the console. Let's print my name dot lower. So this lower basically does the opposite of the upper. It changes every letter in my name to lowercase. So if I should run this, you see Charles, all of them are in lowercase, okay? And upper, everything in uppercase, and lower, everything in lowercase right here in the console. So the next one we have is print my name dot title. So we have a function called title. So basically, if you can guess, what does the title do? It changes just only the first character to uppercase. It's used for in some cases. So if I should run this program, you say Charles, but my C is uppercase. So it changes the first characters to uppercase. So that just basically it in changing cases in Python. So moving on to the next one, we have splitting and joining. So this splitting and joining is mostly working for like lists of elements and stuff like that. But the reason I added it to these strings is because you can also split a string to make it to be a list or something. So let's check. Let's do something like this to make it more understanding. So I have a sentence. I'll just call it my sentence is equals, let's say I love Python like this. So I love Python, and so what we're going to do now, let's split the sentence. We'll just call it splitted sentence. So let's split the sentence. Splitted sentence is equals, I think I didn't spell it well, that's why it's giving this splitted. Why is it giving this green warning? Split sentence, or let me just call it split sentence like this. Yeah. So split sentence. So this is my sentence. I love Python, and to split it, what we just do is my sentence dot split, just like this. So it turns this sentence to a list. To test what it is, to test the functionality, this prints the splitted sentence. Let's print split sentence out in the console. So you see I love Python. So basically what the split function or method does is it splits and align everything as long as it saw like a space right here. It puts it into a list and they are like elements and stuff like that. So that's how we split something. It's very useful in case you want to like derive each characters or each words in a sentence. So that's what the split function does. So we have a one another function called join. It's mostly used in list, but as long as you can split a string, you can also join it with many other things. So now, if you want to make this list, we want to make this award I love Python to be something like with hyphens on each spaces. Replace all the hyphens with all the spaces with hyphens. We can use the join. So we'll join it with this time with the hyphens. So let me call this one joined sentence like this. So join sentence is equals, what should we do? The first thing we're going to do is you call this, and what do you want to join the sentence with this, with hyphens. So we now call the dot join function. Then inside the function, we have to pass an argument to it. So what are we passing as the argument? The argument would be our splitted words because it's working with a list. So you cannot just like join, normal words. So it's working with a list. The join works with a list. So I'll add my split, not split, no, my split sentence into it. So basically, now let's go through it and understand the program. So I have a variable called join sentence. So what I'm doing, I'm joining it with with the sentence we just splitted right here that is giving us this output like this. So we are joining it. So now if we print out this our joined sentence like this, let me say print joined sentence, and if I run it, you see I love Python, but now we joined it with a hyphen right here. So you can see that just basically all you need to know in splitting and joining in string formatting. Okay, the next one we're moving on to is yeah, that's a lot. We have a lot to cover this string formatting, but it's very good to understand most of the basic string formatting that you will need. So next one we have is replacing. So I'll be quick with this. So replacing, let's say I have a message, or maybe I'll call it for more understanding, I'll call it my message is equal. So I have a message like I like uh I like Java like this. So since this is not a Java tutorial, it's my Python tutorial series. We are done with Java. You can check it out as well. It's not that cool, but I try to explain my Java very well. So my message, replacing the text, I like Java. Let's replace it with something like print. So we'll call the my message dot. We'll call a function called replace. So now I want to replace this Java with Python. So what you need to do is, as long as Java is in the sentence, you have to call it. I'll call Java. So replace Java with what? What are you replacing the Java with? Let's say Python. You can see that PyCharm is giving us what it does. So this is the old thing, and we're replacing it with Python. So if I should print this out in the console, you'll see I love Python. It's no I like Python. Like it's no more I like Java. So that's just what the replacing function does in string formatting. So the next one we are going to do is finding text. So finding text is it just like gives out the index of where each text is. Each text is. For instance, let's say I have a line. Just let me see my line. No, camel casing. My line is equals Python is fun like this. Then if I should print out something like my line dot find. So this is the finding text dot find Python. Let's find sorry let's find Python. So to find the Python, if I run this, you'll see 0. So Python is as index of 0. So it's just basically what it does, uh it takes the first word. It takes the first word, like it doesn't care about this. Let me say what of Python, like P. So it still returns index of 0. So they find it just where it finds Python. So the first thing it just checks, it saw P. So it just said, okay, it's at index of 0. So to make it more understanding, let me print another thing out in the console. So if I have my line dot find, let's say we want to find phone, like this our phone. So what do you think would be the index it would return? Some people would say like 0, 1, 2, 2. No, not 2. So if I run this, it returns 10. And you'll be like, why is it 10? So what it does is, let's check, let's count. Python 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. Sorry, it starts from 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the space 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's checking, just going through it. 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it said, oh, I've seen something that looks like phone. And then it checks, okay, it has index of 10. So it returns 10. So that's it. That's how it works. That's how the find works. So let's make it more. So another thing you need to know is that if you print something like, maybe you'll be assuming, what if you print something that it's not in the program? I'll now say my, not this. Why is this thing showing? I'm blocking the code. Okay, yeah. My line dot find. So if I want to find Java, there is no Java in the Python, it's found word. So what do you think it will return? It will return -1. Why it returns -1 is that it doesn't find, so if it doesn't find a sentence, you can use it for many things. Let's say you're writing a program, maybe you ask the user for input, and if the input doesn't contain something, you can use the find. You can do like dot find. If dot find is equals -1, that means it doesn't find the thing, the user's input. There are many things you can do with dot find. So that's just basically what you need to know in finding text. So P returns index of 0, and this one returns index of 10. This one returns, right here, it returns index of -1 if it's not found. So the next thing we're going to be doing is, we are almost done, so that's very great. So the next thing we are going to be doing is formatting with f string. So we have been doing this one a lot. So we will not waste time on it. So let's say I have my name is equals Charles, and then I'll now say my age is equals 20, like this. Then let's print something. So you say we have like normal concatenation that you can do, like something like this. You can just print out something like my name is, then you now concatenate, and or you can use like comma or anything in Python. But now we're working on f string. So what you need to do after print, you write f and put your double quotes right here. Okay, so print f. So this is basically what they mean by formatting string. It's a very good and easy way for printing stuff in Python. So print f. So you can now do you can now say my name is, then what is my name? Use go and call my variable my name, and I what am I going to do again? The next parenthesis, I'll now say my age, years old. So that's it for f string. So it's very good. You can just print something like this. My name is my name variable, and my age is this. So if I should run this program, you'll say my name is Charles and I'm 20 years old. So that's basically it. Okay, so the next one, I just said I should bring it to your understanding. It's not used again. It's a very old thing that we use, but since we're working with the future, in the future we are going to be sticking with the f strings for now, so any other new thing comes out. But I just needed people to like understand that there was something like dot format. So let's print the same thing but using the dot format method. So if I should print this one, you do like my name is, so you won't specify it inside this thing, so you just do a curly braces, and I am, you do a curly braces, years old. So the dot format, what I'm going to do now is, let me put my stop here. Dot format. So what I'm going to do, you put dot, call the format. Then what I'm going to do, pass the variables that you're working with in order, in exact order that it needs to appear. So if I do my name, and then with comma, I'll say my age like this. So it does the same thing. Now, if I should run this program, Shift F10, you see it still does the same thing as our first program. It prints, my name is Charles and I'm 20 years old. So it still does the same thing. So this is just the old version that we use, and it's also long as well. The dot format way, so you print it empty curly braces and use dot format, my name and my age. So make sure that it's in the same order, because if I should replace this my name with age and replace this my age with name, so if I should run it, it doesn't give an error, but now it changes the formatting. It says my name is 20 and I'm Charles years old. So you have to make it in the same order. So I don't say that I should bring it to your understanding. It's not used now, but it still works. Okay. So, and the next one we're going to be doing is checking content. So checking contents, what it basically does is just like, it's just, let's say I have a word. I have like a word. I'll make it quick. Let me say, I'll call it the the word. The word is equals. Let me just call it Python or something. Yeah. So the word is Python. So if I should print the word dot is alpha. We have the one called is alpha method, is alpha function. So what it does, it just simply returns a boolean value, a boolean value of it. So is this word alpha? So let me add a number to it, because now it will return true. Because if I run it, you see true, because all the letters in the word is alphabet, is an alphabet. So if I should put 3 in it, and if I run the program again, it returns false, because then yeah, it detects something and it say it's an alphabet, it's not alpha, so it returns false. So let's print another thing. So now, but the thing that work with this is if I print the word dot is our norm like this, our norm, I think it's there. We have a function like this. What it means is alphabet and numeric values. If I should print it, it returns true, because pi 3 is alphabet and numeric. But if I remove this 3 and print it again, it still returns true as long as it's alphabet or numeric value. Okay, so the next thing is digit. We have a function called is digit. So if I should print the word dot is digits like this. So it's digit, it returns false if I run this program now, because why? It saw an alphabetical value and it says no, it doesn't, it's not digit. But if I should cancel this Python out and just leave 3 and print it out, it returns true, because 3 is a digit. So that's just basically how to check content. It's used for comparison and collecting users inputs and many other things. Checking content is alpha, is our norm, is digits, is upper, is lower, is many things. If it's very good and it's very useful, so check it out and play around with it. Okay, so now for our practice exercise. Okay, yeah. So the first thing is it's asks the user to enter a sentence with bad in it. Print the sentence in uppercase and print how many words are in the sentence. Replace the word bad with good. Okay, so and yeah, take your time, solve it yourself without any external resources to test your problem solving skills, and let's get started. Okay, great. So if you found a solution, that's very good. You're making progress. But I have a different, take note, I have a different solution. So if it doesn't match the way you did yours, it still works. There are many ways to, kill a rat and stuff like that. So the next thing, let's say, first thing, when I'm solving my practice, I always go through the requirements. So ask the user to enter a sentence with bad in it. So firstly, let's ask the user question. So we'll call it as we'll call user sentence. Since we're asking the user to enter a sentence, so we'll call the input function and say enter a sentence with bad in it. So we can, replace the bad with good. So then the next thing is print the sentence in uppercase. So we'll print the sentence user sentence dot upper like this dot upper. Okay, so the next one we're going to do, what did they say? Print how many words are in the sentence. Okay, to print how many words are in the sentence, remember they don't say letters, they said words. So to get how many words in the sentence, we now create uh, we'll just call a variable named all words, and we'll now say is equals. So we'll split the user sentence dot split, so it will be in a list. And then what we'll do now is then we'll print the number of words, since we're looking for words. So the number of words is the number of words would be len of all words. So that's it. So now to find the length of all the words, you will now do this. You firstly will split it and stored it in a new variable and printed number of words and len. We use the len function to find all the words. So the next requirement is replace the bad with good. So that's the last requirement. So what we are going to do, we are going to use the replace function for this. So sorry, so we print user sentence dot replace. So we replace what do we want to replace. We'll call it BAD and we'll replace it with GOOD. Okay, so you can see it's even PyCharm is giving us a hint. So this is the old thing, and we're replacing it with this. So that's basically the solution for the practice exercise for this string manipulation. So if I should run this program, you'll see enter a sentence with bad in it. I'll just say Charles is a bad Python programmer. So if I hit enter, you see it says Charles is a good Python programmer. I will reduce this shift and minus a little bit. So you can see firstly it changed everything to uppercase. Count how many how many words in it. So it counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 number of words. Then it replaces the bad with good. So Charles is a good Python programmer. Okay, so you can play around along with it, play around with it, and maybe do your things and derive a very cool and very good way. Ask yourself and do many other cool stuff with it. So that's the end. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Remember, your feedback helps me create better content for you all. And see you in the next video, introduction to list.